Hey, flower friends. It is your friend in flowers, Lisa Mason Ziegler, and welcome to the Gardener's Workshop Live Shopping Show. We have an amazing show lined up for you today. We are going to be sharing all of my best uses and tips for our favorite tools. Oh, I was supposed to open up with this, y'all. Look, I made this. Can you believe it? This is our rooster peppers. Aren't they gorgeous? This is my Christmas wreath. We'll talk more about that when we get to it. But yeah, sorry, I was supposed to be holding that when we opened up. All right, so going to be doing all these uses and tips of my favorite tools. Suzanne's going to be demonstrating flower arranging. I'm going to be doing soil blocking and a tool demonstration. My hell, y'all. We're going to have a prize drawing for those of you that are in the app. And remember, at the very end, I'll be doing a live Q&A. So if you have a question you'd like for me to try to answer, just put @Lisa in the comments and then type your question. And the team is gathering those all up and they'll pick a few for me to answer at the very end. And you know, that's what I love doing. So before we jump in, friends, I would love it for you to share this broadcast. We have so many new people joining us every single week, and we know that's because of you guys, and we appreciate it so much. And you can do that by hitting the share button. That lets your friends know you're here and invite them to come over. So today is the very last day for a special offer we've had going on one of our big online courses. It's growing cut flower crops in hoop and greenhouses with the amazing Gretel and Steve Adams of Sunny Meadows Flower Farm. And friends, their course is over 20% off. And it ends tonight at midnight. And we've actually set it up so you can actually purchase it here inside the app, which this is something we've never done before. But I just need to make you aware, if you would like to do the payment plan option, you have to go to our big website over at the Gardener's Workshop to actually do that. This course, is so jam-packed, friends. And so I encourage you to check that out. But maybe you've already been listening into me talking about it for 3 days, and now is the time to strike. And we invite you to do that and get in while you're saving $150. It's normally $695. It's on sale for $550. And that's just quite a deal. We know this is the time of year flower farmers start bedding down to learn through the winter, and we want to provide you with the very best resources. So before we get going here, just some housekeeping stuff. Please check your email and phone numbers in here. Every single week we have some people are trying to ship orders and there's a typo in the phone number or the email, and our shipper won't accept your order. So please check that. It's just typo stuff, right? So check that out. Remember that here in the app only, seed packet only orders ship for free, and we absolutely love doing that for you guys. Also, product shipping is capped at $9.95. Doesn't matter how many items you get, you still just pay $9.95. And we ship to all 50 of the United States, and we're really pleased about that. Now, if you are watching us from social media, Instagram and Facebook, we are so glad that you're here and that you have found us. But what I'd like for you to know is that we have a phone app. And the reason you want to get the phone app is, first off, the experience is so different. In the app, you can build favorites lists, you can watch replays, you can actually participate in the giveaway that I'm going to give away here shortly, and you can comment with the other live viewers, and that is just so fun. You can actually jump over to your phone's app store, search Gardener's Workshop, and get back. It's totally free, right? So that's just a great option to have. But welcome. If this is your first time with us, we are so glad you're here. Now, we typically sell out of products every week. And so if you go to a product to put it in your cart and it says, out of stock, get notified. You might want to hit that get notified. That just simply means that when it gets put back in stock, you'll get a little ding. And that way you'll know as soon as we have it available again. And friends, if you're seeing folks post the sunflower emoji, those are people identifying themselves as our course students. They're the TGW family. That's what we call them. And when you buy a course, you join our family. And we just love it when you all do that, and can't wait for you to join the family if you're not already. So friends, this week I'm giving away y'all's very favorite. That is the $25 store credit. One lucky live viewer is going to win this. I'll pull it at the end of the show. Hit the white giveaway button now, and that'll put you on the list. And we will pull that, and one lucky person's going to have 25 bucks off their order, ready and waiting. When you go to check out. Now, Susie Q has something that she's going to talk to you about.
Hey guys, just want to show you our paper whites. They're almost gone. There are only a few left, and I'm just going to show you how we use them here. This is a 5-pack of Jumbo Nazareth. Nazareth are beautiful white blooms. They are low fragrance. You can do them in soil and put moss around them, but we really like doing them in water. They're very quick, so gravel and water really gets them going quickly. These I planted a few weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. And you can see over here, the roots are starting to go through and it's starting to come up the top. And I love this container because this automatically supports them as they grow. Now, if yours usually grow really, really tall, we have a fix for that. Leave it to college students. They did a study on how to keep their paper whites shorter. And they, one second.
A homemade growth regulator.
A homemade growth regulator using alcohol. Cheers to the college students. So that comes with your paper whites. It also works in amaryllis. Now, this is a great gift idea. This was from the Dollar Tree. The gravel was from the Dollar Tree, and this is about 1/3 of the bag that I got of this little gravel. And one bulb, and this makes a perfect teacher's gift, girlfriend gift, and it is just very, very reasonably priced and easy to do. You just put the gravel in, push your bulb down in there, and fill the water just so that their little bottoms in water, and then the roots will start to grow. You can also do them in a shallow container. You can see we have 3 bulbs, and these are really good sized bulbs. If you've ever grown these before, these are really big. So any shallow container will work. And for support, let me push my camera down a little bit. We use sticks. These are actually from the fig tree. I went out and cut these the other day, last week I think. And so we just put sticks, any kind of sticks you have out in the garden, and then you can just take raffia or ribbon and tie around it. And then what you do is when your stems start to grow tall, then you can support them with a ribbon, or you can use more raffia just to tie around them. And they just look so pretty, and they really work. It supports and holds them up. And it's just a beautiful display, lovely gift. So be sure to get your paper whites. It's $15.95 for a 5-pack. They're low fragrance, and we only have a few left. So be sure to get yours now before they're gone.
All right, friends. And so the homemade recipe, we call it the recipe, comes with your bulbs, and it truly works. It keeps them about 1/3 shorter. Now, let's take a look. You know, I always start the show off. Oh, I didn't even show. Here's the picture of Steve and Gretel from that course. Sorry, y'all. I was supposed to have shown you that. We always pitch it off. I think this needs to be fixed, Suzanne, with my books. And so this is the Cut Flower Handbook that I would really love to autograph one or sign one personalized to you or to someone for a gift. When you purchase the book from us, it also comes with the bonus PDF, the flowers that didn't make the book. They didn't have enough room, y'all, for us to fit everything in. So this is the Cut Flower Handbook. It's hardback. It is loaded with gorgeous images. It features 66 different flowers, shows the seedlings, talks about when to cut it, what stage to cut it, where to make the cut, Everything you need to grow cut flowers is included here, and I would absolutely love to sign one for you. Now, my book, Vegetables Love Flowers, really kind of tells the story of how my philosophy of gardening all naturally and not using pesticides. And this is not about vegetables, y'all. This is about why vegetables love flowers, how to drop a little cutting garden in a veggie patch, and how that benefits the vegetable garden. This has illustrations in it, as well as it gives you my tips of how I live with my garden to garden without pesticides. This comes with a video book study, which is really fun. I interviewed the photographer, and there's several videos that come along with it, and we'd love to send that to you. And then, friends, you know that we have the book that started it all, right? Cool Flowers. So if you're just getting started and just learning about the Cool Season Hardy Annuals, this is the great start. This is like the first step. It has just the basic concept in here. It features 30 different cool flowers, as well as this comes with a free video book study. And it's really, this book is based on all my years of flower farming, written in a home gardener format. So this is a great little book to get started with. Now, the tip of the day is about using good quality tools, so you don't have to buy a new pair every year or to replace stuff a lot, and it makes it easier to use. They're more efficient, they're faster to use, they're easier, and it's the correct first, and it's correct. When I say the first time, it's like you're not buying multiple tools, right? And also, it's all about low maintenance, keeping them sharp and sturdy. And I'll show you when I demonstrating my hoe today. Stevie just sharpened it. That is my original hoe that I started with probably 20 some years ago. And they just clean up and last forever, right? And when you use the right tools, they reduce the strain, prevent injuries. You'll see, it just keeps you from hurting yourself. And they're trusted tools and they're versatile. You may have noticed that we don't offer a whole bunch of different tools. It's because we multitask with the ones that we have. And that's kind of our mantra, right? So the deal of the day today is 20% off of selected tools. And I have 6 of them here, I think. And I am going to do a couple, and then Susie Q is going to do a couple. So, we brought the Florist knife back when I was harvesting the pumpkin on a stick. That's the eggplant that looks like a pumpkin. Well, they have thorns. This is the tool that people either love using this or they want to learn how to use it. There's a lot of great videos out there that show you how to learn. Some people say it is so much quicker than use a clipper, but it is on sale from $29.95 to $23.96. That's about a $6 savings. And so the Florist knife is a great tool, and it's super sharp, y'all. This is how we would get those thorns off. Now, Suzanne is going to show you our Easy Arranger set that we have that's on special.
So we have a special today. This is the Easy Arranger set, and I put my gloves on to work with flowers, and I can't open this. And I want to show, I'm going to take them out of the package and show them to you. This comes in 3 different sizes, a 4-inch, 5-inch, and 6-inch. So let me just take my camera down so you can see what I'm doing here. So there is a small one, there is a medium-sized one, and then there is a large one. So you get all 3 of these, and I'm going to show you how to use it. This is one we've been using for years, and you just puff it up a little bit in the center like this, and then you simply fold it down over your vase so it stays in place.
Wow.
And it just holds everything right where you want it. And I'm going to put some flowers in it and show you what I'm talking about. Let's see. Let me bring this up just a teeny bit so you can see the flowers, huh? So even the big sunflowers, you can find a hole for the big sunflowers to go through there, and they just stand upright. You have a little...
That would really make flowers go a lot further, wouldn't it?
It does. It makes you be able to use less flowers and to make your flowers stay where you want them. And The great thing about giving these as a gift is you can't even see the flowers, can you? Let me go back a little bit. Does that help? There you go. The great thing about giving these as a gift is that this is a 3-pack. So we had this great idea. If you get an organza bag
Dollar store.
from the dollar store, you can put one in each bag. So the 3-pack is it's on sale for $17.20. So you could have 3 gifts and give them as you can give them with a little pack of zinnias or a pack of your favorite flower seed for them to grow, and then have the easy arranger to bring in. And it was just a great little gift idea, super easy to use, and we just love it. You can make a simple arrangement very easily, and you can make your flowers go a long way.
We learned all those years selling these at shows just how afraid people are of flower arranging, you know?
Yeah.
So that really helps.
All right, so get it. It's a 3-pack, a 4-inch, a 5-inch, and a 6-inch, and they'll fit all these different size containers. You can use a bigger one in a small container. You just have more that you're going to fold over the edge. Some people get inventive and hang little beads and things from them and decorate them up. So that's fun too. But be sure to get it. You save $4.30, and it makes a great gift.
Yeah, 3 gifts for $17. That's pretty good, actually. All right, so the sale continues, y'all. We're really moving this camera today, and it's not staying where we want it. Sorry, y'all. So my favorite shears are actually on special today. So they are on sale from $41.95 to $33.56. And I don't have my, oh, here it is. Here's my shears right down here. I mean, y'all, I used the same shears for years because I don't lose them because of the pouch. But just the shear is on 20% off today for $33.56, and that's available until Sunday at 8 a.m. All of these specials are, or while supplies last. So this is a really great one. Now, sister, what do you call this?
The rock harvester.
So this is a hori knife. It is a super heavy duty garden knife. I love it for planting the 2-inch block and bulbs. You know, you stab the ground, pull it back, drop the bulb in and pull it out, and you push the soil back. Suzanne is a really, we talk about all the time that people stick their clippers down in the soil to cut through stuff that they shouldn't be doing. This is what this knife is for, as well as you can pry stuff up like rocks and come out. And it comes in this sheath, and it is super heavy duty, y'all, and it is on sale from $46.95 to $37.56. I mean, people, guys are obsessed with these knives, y'all. But I'm telling you, for the gardener, this is a great tool to have. And y'all know this is one of my favorite tools. This is the soil sieve, sifter, whatever you want to call it. And it fits perfectly on top of a 5-gallon bucket. And then you can sift your compost, peat moss, seed starting mix, whatever it is you're doing. That's 1/4-inch hardwire in there. It's normally $24.95. It is on special for $19.96. So if you bought all of these, it's still just one shipping charge of $9.95, y'all. It doesn't matter how many items you get. And then look at this little mini dibber. This is a super cute little thing to use for a stocking stuffer. What do we use it for? Poking holes for the small blocker, messing around in containers. It's just instead of using your finger, you know, as you get older, your fingers get arthritic. This is the great little tool. This is normally $7.95. It is on special to Sunday at 8 a.m. for $6.36. So this is a great little, I mean, everybody that messes around containers or in a garden would really love this. And friends, I didn't even know this was going to be on special. This is super good. The small blocker. Here is the small 3/4-inch blocker. It makes a cluster of 20. And you know, this is the one that I use like 95% of the time, right? And let me just show you a couple of trays. So first off, this is normally $39.95. It's on sale for $31.96. That's saving about $8. And so these are my snaps that we start. These are 3 weeks old, and you're going to see me pot up one of these in just a minute. And so this is 100 of the 3/4-inch blocks. And so they're about 2 weeks away from being big enough to plant. But look at this feverfew. This is the small foam tray, or actually I think they call it the large. Is this the small? Small. And this has 40 of those 3/4 inch blocks. And this is feverfew that is ready to go to the garden. Y'all look at those roots. Can you see that? This is a plant. So they grow in that small block until they go to the garden. So let me show you how I make these. All right. So we're over here at the soil blocking station, and this tub is full of our ready-made mix that's been moistened. And we tell you whenever you purchase a blocker or the kits or just a tool, we give you the recipe as well as how much dry to how much water. And what I have found is that when people have troubles potentially, it's because their mix is too dry. So this looks pretty perfect. And yes, friends, this is a potato masher. That's the tool that I find to be the easiest to mix the soil and the water. So I've made a little pile. I can't quite tell where I'm supposed to. I am in the middle. I've made a pile of mix so I can actually push down into it. And I typically do that 2 times to ensure that the chambers on the blocker are actually full. Because you want nice, firm little blocks. You don't want them jam-packed, but you want them pretty firm. And then here's our little mini tray that holds 1 set of 20. And I give a push and a pull, and look at that, y'all. We just made 20 little containers that just like that feverfew that you just saw. Now, because we're heading into eucalyptus season, I start eucalyptus as the very first seed that I start in January. And eucalyptus is one of the few seeds that I actually bump up to the 2-inch size block. And so that's what I'm going to make now is a 2-inch block set. And then we're going to pretend that my snapdragons is a eucalyptus. And I'm going to show you how I do that. And as you can see, this takes a lot more soil. And the technique is a little bit different because, again, you need to make sure that all the chambers are full and firm so that they hold up over time, right? So again, I'm using that flat bottom tray with no drainage holes and no ridges. And friends, look at this. 4 blocks that have a perfect hole. So we're just going to pretend that this is actually a eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is super slow growing. That's why we bump it up. I would never really do this with a snapdragon, y'all. These are just stand-ins. And I am going to literally just drop that block right down into that hole and firm it up. And guess what, y'all? That is potting it up. Suzanne's feeding me baby plants. This is pretty cool. And you just push it in. You do not have to do a lot of anything else. And these are at the perfect, these are 3-week-old snaps. And then she has one more. And so see that they've just got these little baby roots. And I just kind of tuck those in, push them down, and they're going to continue to grow. This is where the 2-inch block is incredibly useful, as well as like starting stuff like sweet peas. So let's take a look at what a 2-inch blocker kind of looks like here. All right, so now I want to show you what the 2-inch blocker, how it comes. So when it comes to you, it comes with a little white nipple inside. And I typically just pop those out when I get them. Sometimes they aren't installed. You have to install them. But you can purchase separately the inserts that actually make that perfect hole that you just saw me drop the 3/4 inch block in. I put those in right away when I get them. And they just simply snap in. Let's see how simple that is. Oh. And I'm just going to, that's it. So that snaps it in. And I leave the inserts in because if I put a big seed in there, I can just drop soil in on top of it. So the 2-inch blocker itself is with the inserts is $55.90. And you get the inserts and the blocker. So then if you have the small blocker, you have what we call the set, right? So then you're ready and set to actually just soil block any size seed, whether it's a sweet pea or a zucchini or small flowers. Now we use the blocking mix in all of our soil blocks. This is a 6-quart bag of the Fort V. It is $15.95, and this bag makes about 500 of the small blocks, so it goes really far, right? And you don't need to add anything to it. But we do recommend sifting. We sift all soil for seed starting. It's just a really good idea. So that is $15.95. And here's a look at our different size trays that we have. Again, we only use the flat bottom, no ridges, no drainage holes. This is the mini, which is $1.95 for a 5-pack or a 25-pack for $6.95. Now, these are foam, y'all, but we reuse them for years. We don't intend for them to be disposable. They really hold up. This is the small, which holds 2 sets of 20, which is what you saw me showing the feverfew in, and they're $2.95 for a 5-pack or $12.95 for a 25-pack. And then this is the size that holds 3 sets of 20, and this is the large, which is $3.95 or $15.95 for a 25-pack. So that's just a really simple way to have the correct size tray that you need. Now, this is, friends, the marking pen that I couldn't live without on our farm. This is made to withstand UV rays and moisture. It is not, unfortunately, I love Sharpies. I use Sharpies. Don't use Sharpies outside because it just vanishes after a couple of weeks. These hold up even for years. This is a plant marker that I wrote 2 years and 2 months ago. It says Royal Mix. That was one of our sweet peas. This has been outside for most of those 2 years. So the garden marker is $6.95, and it is one of those things that you just don't ever want to not have it, right? And a big part of the seed starting journey is the seedling heat mat. Friends, warm soil, especially for cool flowers, warm soil, cool air temperature. And this is how you do it with a seedling heat mat. So this will hold about 4 of those trays, so you can start a lot at one time. The heat mat is $39.95 and has a built-in thermostat, so it heats up based on what the air temperature is. So the seedling heat mat is one hop in the steps of being a great seed starter. So we couldn't do without it. I often get asked, do you use it for cool flowers? Well, yes, they still need warm soil and cool temperatures. That's exactly how you create the perfect environment for them. Now, I also get asked all the time, what in the world do we feed our seedlings to grow such beautiful ones? It's Neptune's Harvest seaweed fish, y'all. And I follow the houseplant instructions that are on here, which is 1 tablespoon to a gallon. I will also use this as a soil drench out in the garden, just meaning I pour it on the soil, or foliar feed, just sprinkle it on the foliage. So this is $18.95. And it's 1 tablespoon to a gallon. It is pretty stinky, so you never use it as the plants grow near harvest time, right? So we totally love that. And friends, this is the funnest thing we've gotten in a long time. Do you know about our compost tea bags? So this is the compost tea bags. You get 12 tea bags in this bag, and it looks just like a tea bag, right? And you just drop it into your watering can. I have a 1-gallon watering can. After I finish watering in the morning for the day that I want to do this the next day, I just fill it to the top, drop the tea bag in, and let it steep till the next day when I come in. It needs to steep for 24 hours, and then it provides all kinds of microorganisms and nutrients. And so I would use this in place of seaweed fish 1 week. And I just I fertilize once a week with either tea bags or Neptune's Harvest. And so you get a bag of 12 and it's $18.95. And then after you're done steeping it, you can just rip it open and put it in your garden or add it to your soil mix for sunflowers is what we actually do with it. So totally love these. Now, y'all, we have a new thing. We have a new product that's not really available yet, but I had to show it to you this week. This is called the Flexi Tie. And it is this brown stretchy cord that we bought thinking it was something else. But let me show you what I used it for, and I absolutely loved it. But I want to show you why I absolutely love it. For anybody that has ever tried to wrap a wreath, and you use paddle wire, and the paddle wire falls and unrolls, and it cuts your hand, this will change your life. And let me show you what I did. That is how I made this rooster pepper wreath. Let me show you the most important part, the back. See how it's wrapped around there? And it's stretchy. It's kind of like a pair of nylons. And the fact that you pull it out and it doesn't get tangled, it doesn't all fall out at once. I did this with my club on Wednesday during the sewing circle, and I think it took me like 12 minutes, and I don't even know what I'm doing. I mean, now the bunches were made, but I made this entire Christmas wreath for my front door just because of this. I've tried other ways. So if you want to be notified when this comes, get on the wait list. It is a soft and stretchy poly material, and it knots. That's the other thing I got to tell you. At the end, you can tie it off in a knot, and it actually holds. It's UV and frost resistant, and this is another UK product. We sell so many English products. They just last. It's reusable and recyclable. So get on the list, and we've got it ordered as soon as it gets here. And how about this, y'all? This is what's been it's going to be hanging on my front door for Christmas. Yes.
Yes, several questions about fertilizing in the fall, winter. Do you do it? When do you stop?
Okay. So indoor and outdoors, two totally different deals, right? Indoors, everything gets fertilized once a week when I water on Mondays, right? If you're off the heat mat or out of the germination chamber, then you get watered with the watering can that has either the fertilizer or the compost tea in it, whichever I'm using that week. And that just goes on till you get planted, right? All of our beds are pre-prepared, meaning we prep our beds using the dry organic fertilizer, which you can actually find here in the app and even bigger bags on our big website. We apply that according to directions. It is a general purpose organic fertilizer. That's the only thing we put in our soil without a soil test. So we do that when we plant. And so let's just say you fall planted. We would not even think about fertilizing until next spring when stuff started growing again. It already has fertilizer in the soil, right? So it's not really needed. And so then it's optional. We only basically put the dry in at prep, and that's all the fertilizing that our plants get out in the garden. But of course, we compost, we do cover cropping. So hopefully, does that answer that question? All right, so next up is the favorite tool of all of us that work here on the farm. This is called the Japanese hand hoe. They actually used to call it a grass weeder. It's a pretty aggressive little hoe. It comes in a left-hand model and a right-hand model. And the way this hoe works is exactly the way the stand-up hoe works, with the blade flat on the ground. You pull it through the soil. It takes out whatever in its way, but you're not scraping and piling up soil, right? And so this is $24.95. We always sell out of these before the Christmas holidays because everybody that has them wants to give them as gifts. It'll ask you if you want a left or a right when you are actually checking out, and this is the perfect tool for small spaces. But we use it for grading the soil, making seed troughs. Super love this tool. We've used it since we've been flower farming, right? Now here's the big brother of that little dibber. It's $14.95. This is great for planting little bulbs and just using it. It's got a measurer on the side. So this is really useful. And again, this would be great in containers to just root around in there. We totally love it. It's called the Big Wood Dibber, and it's $14.95.
Next up, we have what we like to refer to as the Bobo weeder. And yes, this is a dandelion weeder, but this is Bobo's choice tool for making holes in the Bio 360 to plant the little soil blocks in. And it's $8.95, and this shaft goes well into the handle, so it's just very heavy duty and well worth the money. And yes, you can use it to remove dandelions. I need to take it home to remove some other weeds from my yard right now. Next, we have the sod and harvest knife. First, we have the 2.5 inch. We call this the little baby. And it is like a Ginsu serrated sharp. And it's really, really sharp. Even when these have been left out in the garden, which they shouldn't be, and they've gotten a little bit tarnished, they still are super sharp. This is great for digging down in the soil, separating perennials, cutting greens. Lisa uses it to get twine off of her tractor or off of her tiller. And it's just a super gift and a super tool. I use it to open bags of mulch or compost. It rips right through there and makes simple work of it. This is $9.95. What a perfect stocking stuffer. Now, for those of you that like it bigger, here is the big boy. This is the 4.5 inch. It's $9.95 as well. And it is just a larger version of this little guy. And it does the same thing. It's got this sharp edge like a Ginsu, and it'll just cut through anything and make easy work of roots, twines, harvesting greens.
I split plants with
Yeah,
it.
we split plants with it. It just will do all kinds of great things and really open a bag of mulch or
Leaves.
compost, leaves, whatever you've got, really, really quick. Next up, we have the tool belt. Now, this is our tool belt, and it comes with a belt. If you've ever worked outside in the really heat of the summer, wearing a belt to put a tool on, a leather belt, is so, so hot. This one is adjustable, and so you just strap it on. And what we like to do is to put our phone, our water bottle, our shears, whatever you need in this, and then we slide it around to our back so that we can bend without being without getting poked with all your stuff. The tool belt is $22.95, and it's adjustable from 28 to 44 inches, and it's just really lovely to use when
I didn't
it's
tell
hot
you this.
outside.
I went to see Aunt Pauline a couple weeks ago, and some of her friends were visiting, and she told me that she has one of these and that she could not live without it.
Awesome.
I mean, I just love hearing from people that are actually using our stuff. All right, friends. Now, I mentioned earlier that that I was going to be talking about my favorite hoes, and so am I going to be hoeing?
Yep.
So I'm going to show you. Should I show these up close, or am I going to actually do the demo first? The demos first. Okay. So we did this a couple of weeks ago, and we had so many comments and interest and questions. We're doing it again. So this is literally my original garden hoe. There's a little bit of dog hair on it. Steve just sharpened it again. This is like 20 years old. And notice the blade is flat on the ground. And notice where the handle is. This is the hoeing position, y'all, not this. This is how a true garden hoe works. If that blue line on the floor is your row of plants or seedlings, I'm going to drop my hoe in the ground and just pull it along. I'm not doing a lot of moving around. You're dropping it in and pulling it. And you're just going through the top inch or so of soil, extinguishing all weed seeds that are developing. Friends, I'm telling you, I can do a 100-foot bed with 4 rows in it in like less than 5 minutes. Literally, you drop the blade into the ground and just pull it. Now, when spring comes, very early spring, when I like to thin, which is what I love to use our razor hoe for, but I can use this, I would just take this hoe, taking the tape off the ground, taking the hoe and just cutting across the line. And it just cuts everything off at ground level. But what I really want you to realize, this thumbs up, no knot in your back, this is the hoeing position. And you'll be hoeing your whole neighborhood. I'm not kidding you. So this is the trapezoid hoe, which is the one that I use the most. The razor hoe I totally love for using for thinning in the spring as well. All right, so let's take a look at the different size heads. I'll give you kind of a close-up. And we actually even have this flyer. It shows me standing upright out in the garden, pulling the hoe through. I think the mistake we all make is we stop and get every little teeny little weed. That's not how it works. You drop it in the ground and you pull it through. You plant in such a way that makes it super efficient, and it just extinguishes the weeds. Now, this is the hoe, the garden hoe, that head that you just saw me using, right? It's spring steel. It's made in Switzerland. It comes with a handle. We send you the handle and the screw to actually attach it, but they're shipped separately, so know that. So this is the garden hoe. See, we have put the set together. We have put the garden hoe along with that razor hoe I was just telling you about. This is the one that I absolutely love using in the spring in my direct sowed beds. Both of these hoes come with a handle for each, along with the screw to attach them. Now this set together is $122.95 plus $9.95 shipping. You get both of these hoes complete with shipping for like $133, y'all. This is the tool that you'll know. How did you ever garden without them? Totally love both of the garden hose and the razor hoe and use them both a lot. And that is a savings on those as a set. So, all of my cool flower beds that are made for fall planting, we cover with the biodegradable film. The biodegradable film is completely compostable. It's dark on one side and light on the other side. When we make beds in the fall and for very early spring, we always put the black side up when we're making beds, so it aids transplants. In the summer, when it's hot, we make beds with the white side up to cool the surface to aid the transplants, right? It is super easy to pop a hole through. The Bobo Weeder does a great job. And we have videos online that you can look at on exactly how to install this. I installed it by hand for years. Now, this comes in 3 different lengths. This is how it comes to you. You can get a 1-pack of a 20-footer. It's all 48 inches wide. It's made for up to a 36-inch bed. A 20-footer is $10.95. A 50-foot 1-pack is $24.95, and a 50-foot 6-pack is $119.95. Then it's also available in 100-foot pieces. Again, all of them are 48 inches wide. A 1-pack is $39.95, and a 3-pack is $110.95. We love the biodegradable film. It just prevents weed seeds from getting the light they need to actually sprout. So we use tons of row cover. We're getting ready to put all of ours down next week. I use the lightest weight. It has the most light, air, and rain transmission through it, 85%. And it's super easy to use. Now we mainly use it for wind and varmint protection. And it comes in 3 lengths also. It comes in a 20-footer for $12.95, a 50-footer for $26.95, and then we have 100-foot pieces for $42.95. But we have even longer pieces over on our big website. It's all 83 inches wide, fits beautifully over our hoops, and you can find hoops over on our website also. The way I hold those row covers down is weight bags. We just fill these with either gravel, sand, or soil, about 15 pounds, and that just does a great job. Now you can get 10 bags for $10.95, or 25 bags for $24.95, or 50 bags for $39.95. And these are so easy to grab and move, y'all. We just really love the weight bags, and you can never have enough. I never have enough. So I always start off our flower, with the giveaway reminder. That's right. Remember, if you want to be entered for the $25 giveaway, hit the button now, y'all. And so we always say store your seeds properly. Buy the flower seed when you meet the flower. These are desiccant packs, which absorb any moisture. A 2-pack is $2.95. A 10-pack is $9.95. And these are just another part of storing cool and dry, and your seeds will last a really long time. Now, I have some beautiful ageratum that I want to show you. And this is what was cut yesterday. Actually, just going to grab the whole bucket. This is the proper harvest stage. See how the fuzzies really just haven't even started to develop yet? I mean, this is just so beautiful, right? But look at the last 2 weeks. Suzanne's going to show you. So this is last week's harvest, which you saw. See how it's developed beautifully? And we even have the week before that. Ageratum is a long-living cut flower, and that color is just phenomenal. And it's a great color to have for the fall. So that's Blue Horizon Azuratum. Now, we also have sunflowers, and this is the bouquet mix. This has all three of the different, oh, take that little guy out. And I was going to look for, this has 4 different Pro Cut oranges. I'm looking for one, y'all. We're looking for, here it is. This is in the mix. This is Brilliance, and she's really beautiful. You can kind of tell if you see the orange right next to it, you can tell it's lighter, but look at the orange halo around the brown center. So the bouquet mix has 4 different oranges, and this is another one. See how the flower face is more upright? So this is the Pro-Cat bouquet mix that we actually make in-house, and you can actually make a bouquet out of them. All right, so next we have the fall medley. We make this mix too. Look at these great colors, all these bi-colors and darks. And you can see why you would want these for fall, right? So these are all the Pro Cuts, and this is the fall medley mix. This is my favorite right here. So very, very pretty. Really love that. And wait till you see this color, y'all. This is peach. Pro Cut Peach. This is a gorgeous color. So very useful from spring all through summer right up to fall. This is the stage to cut them, y'all. Love the Pro Cut Peach. And I sewed these every week with my club, and we still have 2 more weeks of sunflowers. This is Hibiscus Mahogany Splenda, and this is a great foliage for this time of the year, right? It's really, really beautiful. A super productive plant. And then we have, this is the Queen Lime. I mean, this is perfect for fall, right? They're really beautiful. Really, really pretty. And then this is the Zowie zinnias. I mean, is that not a great color mix for fall flowers? Really, really pretty.
I'm not sure what this is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a Texas blend.
This is the Texas Plume. And this is, look at that colors, y'all. They get so rich in the fall. And this is one of those seeds that's limited because we had that grown for us. And then look at all this Gumphrena. This is the bicolor rose. And we've made little bunches because we'll be making a wreath out of this for my club also. Then we have these, the Benares Giants. These are the big zinnias. Still coming along. This is the last week for fresh flowers, but they are beauties. So look how dark this flamingo feather's getting. It's like the fall really makes the colors change. This is the last few. And that's just really, really pretty. And then my favorite for all year long is the White Swan Marigold. No fragrance, y'all. And the buttercream color is really pretty useful. Really love that. And then we have the standard mixed marigolds. Look at them. Look how pretty they are. That's just a great color, right? Totally love this. And all those colors are also available solids in the app too. So here's the rooster peppers. This is how they start, right? We use them fresh all summer, green and red in bouquets. Then we dry them. And then this is that wreath that I made. How beautiful, y'all. I'm so proud of this. I'm not crafty at all, y'all. It was so easy to make. Really, really love that. And then our gourds, the spinning gourds are out there drying. And you can just do all kinds of little crafts. You can paint them and make Christmas ornaments. There's one that's been painted. The spinning gourds are really fun to grow. So be sure to put them on your growing list for next year. All right, so time to wrap up. Remember to stick around. I'm going to do a little short Q&A here at the very end. And I want to just remind everybody that we have so many free resources over at thegardenersworkshop.com. And I mean, we have our blogs, there's videos, there's podcasts. We actually have 2 podcasts, Field and Garden and Seed Talk. And yesterday's Seed Talk that dropped was tips for buying seeds. So that's Lane and I are over there and offering up information. And remember that I am the one hosting Ask a Flower Farmer this coming Wednesday. And then meet me back here next Friday for the live show. And it's going to be about early gift giving. We'll actually have that all lined up for you. And friends, I can't even believe who this winner is. And I know she's probably here. So, friends, we have a winner, and it's one of our longtime friends, Wanda Haken. If you are here, you have won the $25 store credit. And soon as you give us a holler in the comments, we will give you, we'll drop that right into your cart. So stick around, and I'm going to take 2 questions. And so let's see, how many rooster pepper plants did it take to make that wreath? That's Oh, Wanda, congratulations. I'm so glad that you're here. We had 2 rows of 16 feet long, and I had plenty of peppers left over. So y'all, this is going to surprise you. I really don't feel very good, so I am stepping away from the camera. Suzanne, come and wrap up.
Sorry, guys. All right, so we are so appreciate you coming. We're going to have to put off the Q&As until next week. So if you have any questions for Lisa, please visit us next week, and she will answer those for you. And now we know she shouldn't have eaten that bag of expired nuts that she was asking. Do we think they're okay? Maybe not. She'll be fine. Thanks for joining us, and we hope to see you back here next Friday. Congratulations to you, Wanda. We're so glad that you got to participate in the giveaway today. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for coming.